Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Friday, March 22nd, 2024. Time is 2:44 p.m. Jersey time. Okay, well, we got another one of those stories of the well-trained professional heroes. You know, the kind who are always out there risking your life, my life, and I'm going to add now, changing our lives as they protect and serve the government, because they don't serve us, they serve the government, people. Remember that. Don't listen to any of that propaganda. They are there to protect the government, period. Okay, so we have another one of these disgusting stories of a police officer who was a sexual predator. This comes out of New Orleans, and I did post this on my Facebook page. Let's see if I can get the date on this. This came out March 18, 2024. And it says as follows. North Orleans PD officer allegedly forces teen to strip to his underwear, inspects his private parts. I shit you not, people. There you go. You know, they never cease to amaze me, or I'm not shocked anymore, but it just never and seems to not amaze me of the different type of fetishes that these narcissistic, psychopathic people with badges and guns are into. Okay, let's find out. A 5-year veteran New Orleans police officer remained in jail Monday after his arrest over the weekend on charge of inappropriate behavior with a teenager. Tyler Sirois, a patrol officer assigned to the 5th Police District, is being held without bail after he's out without bail. They must think he's going to take off, huh? Without bail after his arrest Saturday on charges of simple battery, malfeasance, false imprisonment, and unauthorized entry. Why wasn't he not charged with misconduct? Again, why not? You know, here in New Jersey, they get charged with misconduct. It's 5 years. I don't know what it is in New Orleans. The case emerged after Sirois, 28, well, there you go again. I keep saying, don't hire him under the age of 30. Handled a routine traffic accident on March 4th involving a 17-year-old driver. What happened next was anything but routine, according to the NOPD investigators, who initially handled a call of concern from one of the teenager's high school teachers. In an affidavit supporting an arrest, real quick, you wonder how many of these stories go unreported. If it wasn't for this teacher, would this ever come to light? I mean, the kid probably talked about it to somebody and somebody said something or the teacher overheard, but if this teacher didn't say anything, this probably would have gone unnoticed. In an affidavit supporting an arrest warrant for Sirois, a detective assigned to the NOPD's Child Abuse Unit claimed that the officer coerced the teenager to strip to his underwear while the officer inspected his private parts.
Yeah, baby!
It's not funny, but it's disgusting. It's just... The affidavit states that days after the accident, the 17-year-old got a string of calls from an unknown phone number. When he finally answered, it was Sirois, who allegedly asked him, "Where are you at? I need to come see you and check you out," Sergeant Robin Scott wrote in her report. Scott wrote that Sirois told the teen and his family that he needed to check for injuries, even though the teen said he was not hurt. The victim advised he was fine, he was not injured. However, in a high voice, the officer insisted they needed to go inside, Scott wrote. The victim said he felt weird and felt compelled to follow his instructions because he was a police. Again, people, just because they're police doesn't mean they can do whatever they want. Maybe on the side of the road when they got you out there alone, they do what they want. But after that, they are not to be trusted, period. The victim stated that upon walking into the living room of his residence, the officer instructed him to take off his shorts. The report continues. The victim said, "I felt forced, uncomfortable, and didn't know what was going to happen if I didn't do what he said." Sergeant Scott wrote that the victim then said Sirois looked at his legs and pulled the waistband of his shorts in the front, looked at his penis, said, "Okay," then pulled the waistband out of his shorts in the back, looked at his buttocks and said, "Okay." The victim and his family told investigators that they complied out of fear. Well, this happens all the time. This is not an unusual story. People are afraid of the police. You got to stand up to them. Here's the deal. You got to stand up to them, period. In a situation like this happened because this young man did not know what his rights were. And I've been saying this for years, that they should be teaching in school kids their rights. When I went to high school, there was never any class about your rights, what to do. You're in a motor vehicle class, driver ed class at Golden High School. I wasn't in it, but I know others that were. Why don't they teach you your rights when you get stopped by a cop? Of course not, they don't. Because one, the lawyers don't want you to know your rights. They want you to pay them to know the rights. The cops don't want you to know your rights because that goes against their job. That makes their job that much harder when you know your rights. Now, if this kid had known his rights, he would have refused that search. Okay? The cop showed up without a warrant. And then the next thing the kid should have done is call for a supervisor. That's the next thing to have done. But this is what happens when you don't know what your rights are and you're afraid of them. You can't be afraid of them, You can't be afraid of them. That's the bottom line, because that's what these bad cops, these psychopaths, they depend on your fear and your lack of knowledge of your rights. Detectives say they confirmed Sirois did, in fact, visit the family's house despite no official reason to do so, leading to the arrest warrant. Sirois surrendered on Saturday. In an email statement, the NOPD confirmed that Sirois was arrested and assigned to desk duty. Why was he assigned to desk duty? See, this is bullshit. You're on your job and you fuck up. You do something wrong. Does your boss say, oh, you know what? Don't do that now. You got in trouble. We're gonna put you somewhere over here. I don't know. Say you're I don't know. Maybe you're a plumber and you did something wrong. You go back. Your employer doesn't say, "Oh, you did something wrong in the field. We're gonna keep you in the warehouse and you can be the parts guy." No. Any job you go on, private sector, you go on, you act up and do something stupid on the job, you're gonna lose your job. They're gonna send you home. They're not gonna tell you, come back to the office and hang out till we sort things out. No. Only in law enforcement does this happen. As part of the process, the officer has been placed under close supervision and his policing powers have been suspended. The guy should be fired. I bet they suspend his police powers. Are they still paying on police pay? Oh, I bet they are. Let's see. I've been suspended. Under close supervision. Has been suspended. Bail was not immediately set in the case because prosecutors invoked Gwen's Law, a Louisiana provision that can delay a defendant's initial court appearance for up to 5 days as a cooling off period. The law is often invoked in cases of domestic violence or stalking. Sirois is suspected to make his first court appearance Tuesday. His attorneys declined to comment, saying this guy's got 2 attorneys? Are they the union attorneys? Saying they needed the time to gather more information to rewrite the narrative. Well, there you go. I mean, this is just... I don't get it. With all the outlets out there, for you to engage in whatever fetish you have, it sounds to me like this officer has homosexual tendencies, and he's also a pedophile because the kid's 17. I forgot what I was even going to say. But anyway, oh yeah, I know. Excuse me. With all the outlets out there, like, you got that, what's that one, Double List? I think that's what it's called, Double List. And you got the Grinder and the Hinder and whatever other, I don't know them because I don't bother with that crap, okay? That you could go on there and find your fetish. You're an older guy, actually he's not a young older guy, he's 28 years old. I mean, why don't you just go on one of these sites, these posting sites, and put 28-year-old hero looking for 18-year-old Twinkie or something? But no, they're too stupid. And that gets to nothing, too. You're 5 years on a job. You're 28 years old. You probably have the best paying job you'll ever have. You got a job that females just they can't get enough of you. They'll tackle you to get to you. This, I only say this because I know from cops that I know that are retired that I'm friends with, and they all chuckle when I mention badge bunnies. They tell them that they just come out of the woodwork to them because they got a badge. So with that in mind, why would you need to go do something like that? I mean, can't that apply to the gay sector? I guess you're a gay cop and you want to get Twinkies of age to have a little fun with, but no, he's too stupid. So he risks, and he's going to lose his job, no doubt about that. He's going to lose his job, hopefully, and hopefully he's going to go to jail. I don't know what kind of. I mean, to me, it's sexual assault. He pulled the guy's pants. He told him to take his pants off, and then he pulled the waistband out to look at his private parts. That's sexual assault, as far as I know. The kid did it under duress and coercion. He didn't do it voluntarily, and now the kid's all, it's. For a young man like that, he's going to be having some issues now because this cop got a little gay with him, and now he's got to wrestle with that in his brain. But hopefully there's going to be a lawsuit, and they'll get $1 million, hopefully, and maybe that lawsuit will bankrupt the town, and they'll clean up their act over there and get rid of the rest of the predators. But unfortunately, in law enforcement, there are a lot of sexual predators out there. It's of epic proportion, and it's the new crime now. It's the new crime for cops. It's not even raping women anymore, though they're still doing that. It is child sexual exploitation. That is the number one category of what these bad, narcissistic, psychopathic sexual predators are up to. And under that child sexual predation is downloading child porn. That's the big one. Child porn, trying to have underage sex, trying to have sex with young boys and young girls. They seem to like the young girls between 13 and 15. They seem to like boys between, I want to say about 11 and to 14, around that age group there. That seems to be their age, based on what I've been seeing in my couple of years of following what cops are up to. So anyways, links in the description. I posted a story a couple of days ago on my Facebook page, Gunnison Undercover. If you're not a follower, please go there and follow. And because every day I post stories of our well-trained professional heroes getting arrested. Every day of every week in the news is a story of a police officer being charged. And the charges usually are sexual in nature, violence in nature, or drunk driving, or lying. Those seems to be the go-to crimes. All right, I'm John Van Dyke from New Jersey Exposed. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Till next time, people.